I've been trading for 8 years now, nearly 4 of those years being a full-time crypto trader. Now, during these years, I've seen a ton of so-called strategies come and go and see a ton of people overcomplicate trading. So in this video, I'm gonna do my best to rewire your brain to going from trading is difficult to trading is actually simple. I'm gonna lay out the step-by-step rules that I use in my personal trading, and everything that I'm sharing with you guys is backed by real data, okay? Not only have I publicly shared my payouts, I also post all of my trades in advance to nearly 500 people on a day-to-day basis. So it's safe to say that I have skin in the game and I know what I'm talking about. Make sure to dedicate the next 10 minutes to watching this video. Don't distract yourself with your phone or go jumping to another YouTube video. That's not gonna help you out. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's jump into this video. So trading is actually a lot simpler than most of you guys think. A lot of trading just comes down to having a system in place and understanding why you are doing certain things. Now, what do I mean by system, right? Because there's tons of strategies out there on YouTube. I can't speak for other people, but I'm gonna share what's worked best for me and my students. Stage number 1, before you do anything else, you guys need to identify your key point of interest, okay? If you don't have a point of interest or an area of interest on your chart, then there is a 0% chance that you will become a profitable trader, okay? An area of interest or a point of interest on your chart is the level that you are looking for price to react from, that there is a high likelihood that price will react from, okay? It's actually very simple to identify your POIs, okay? This is probably one of the most simple parts of trading. Anyone can do it. You don't have to be 150 IQ genius to mark out a point of interest, okay? So what is a point of interest and how can you guys identify these levels for yourself? Quite simply put, a point of interest is just a key level with multiple pieces of confluence in that general zone. A point of interest could be a key horizontal level with price history, otherwise known as a support or resistance zone. A point of interest could be a higher time frame order block, a higher time frame fair value gap. It is just an area of interest where you are looking to get into a position where you can anticipate market makers to start stepping in. Let's go on a clean chart here of Bitcoin and let's mark out some POIs together. Okay, so if I look left here, this was a very clear POI that I had identified on Bitcoin. This was a 4-hour order block. This was that 4-hour area of consolidation before we expanded to the upside. So this was a key point of interest that I was looking to take trades off of. Okay, we also had this external low here to the left, overlapping that level, telling me that if price comes down to this area, I can look for longs. Obviously, price rejected perfectly off of that level. Keep in mind that the higher time frame trend and structure is bullish here, right? We're creating macro higher highs and higher lows. So our bias is going to be long on a higher time frame. Doesn't mean we can't take short positions, but it just means we would ideally like to take longs. Let's try to look for some other areas of interest. I also have a trading indicator, which I'm not going to get to in this video because you guys do not need an indicator to become profitable. However, this does help me find my areas of interest or my points of interest. It'll show me these horizontal zones and these auto golden pocket fibs, which I use as part of my trading system. So if you guys are interested in getting this indicator to help you guys find these areas of interest for yourself, then make sure to click the first link in the description below. Okay, I can see we have an area of interest here as well. We have our key level that acted as support, 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 support. So this level is currently going to be resistance until proven otherwise. We also had our local golden pocket fib overlapping this level as well. So I would consider this level a key level or a point of interest. See what other areas of interest we might have here if we jump down to a lower time frame. Okay, so I see that we have this 4-hour order block here as well. So that's going to be another point of interest. Look left, there's also some price history here at this level. So if price comes down, I will look to take longs off of this level as well. So I have my point of interest or my areas of interest on my chart that I'm looking for price to react from. Okay, let's do one more example here on Ethereum, just to show you guys again on a fresh chart. I already have these levels loaded on my chart from when I called inside of the Discord. But again, we had this 4-hour order block here on Ethereum. We also had this 4-hour bullish fair value gap above it. So another point of interest right there. Going down to a lower time frame, we also had another 1-hour order block right here, which price reacted from. And if we're looking at price currently, I can see that we have an area of interest right here, being a key level. You can see this level acted as resistance, 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 flip to support, support, resistance, resistance. And now I'll be looking to test this level as support once again. So again, it will take you a little bit of time in finding these areas of interest. getting used to drawing levels with price history, learning how to identify these higher time frame order blocks, etc. If you guys are brand new and don't know where to start, my best recommendation would be to get access to our indicators, but it's pretty easy. It's not that complicated. It doesn't take long to learn. So going back to Bitcoin, here are my current points of interest, which brings us to stage number 2, which is the entry model. Once you've identified your point of interest or your area of interest or your key level, whatever you want to call it, it's time to enter the trade, right? This is where the entry model comes into play. This is the most important part of everything that I'm going to be discussing with you today, okay? The entry is the most difficult part. This is where people seem to struggle with because you need a logical system for entering a trade. There's 3 ways that I like to enter trades. The first way is going to be with limit orders. Okay, this is the most simple way. Just set a limit order. When price reaches X level, you will be filled. This is the easiest way to enter a trade because it takes the least amount of thinking. However, this is also the highest risk because you are not waiting for confirmation. So expect to get stopped out more when using limit orders. Number 2 is going to be using inversions or the manipulation model. Okay, using inverse fair value gaps as an entry trigger. And the third way is going to be with the 1-2 setup. So I'll jump into these 2 entry models right now. Okay, we're going to use this example with Bitcoin here because this actually just played out. So again, we had our point of interest. We were looking for price to sweep this low, reclaim this low for a long trigger. I also call this setup inside of the Pro Discord. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to a lower time frame and I'm looking for either the inversion model or I'm looking for the 1-2 setup to go long. Okay, so I can see here going down to a 1-hour time frame, price is sweeping into our level. Our momentum on the momentum oscillator is increasing to the upside. I want to go down to a 15-minute time frame ideally for an entry. Okay, so I can see that price sweeps this internal low as well, tagging into our point of interest. Okay, so going down to a 5-minute time frame, we actually had both of these play out. So here is your inversion model, right? You have that inverse fair value gap as price is sweeping that low, meaning you have a bearish fair value gap, right? 1 candle, 2 candle, and then 3 candle with that gap in the middle. And then you see that V-shaped reversal with this bullish candle inversing that bearish fair value gap, turning this into an inverse fair value gap. Okay, that is an example of the inversion model or what I call the manipulation model. You also want to look for bullish momentum on your oscillator. So that is the first entry model. The second entry model, which is waiting for more confirmation, is the 1-2 setup. The only downside to the 1-2 setup is that sometimes you won't get an entry. This is the only downside for the 1-2 setup, but the upside is that it's the most confident trade. This is waiting for a lower time frame break of structure. So on this entire move down, we have lower lows and lower highs up until this level right here, where we create a higher high, and now we are anticipating that higher low. So after that break of structure, we grab our fib from the swing low to the swing high, set limit orders at the golden pocket fib, and set our stop loss at this swing low. And the great thing about the 1-2 setup on a lower time frame is that even though you're entering on a lower time frame, you are still targeting the higher time frame external liquidity, which in this case are these highs all the way up here, making this trade, a 10, 11, 12 risk to reward ratio. Let's go over the ETH trades that we called in the Pro Discord as well. Again, similar thesis here on Ethereum. I saw we were taking out some low resistance liquidity over to the left here. All this means is equal lows. This is a strong draw in liquidity, meaning whenever you see this formation, you can expect price to sweep these lows, tagging into our point of interest, which in this case was this 4-hour order block. So again, the 3 entry models, the first way is setting a limit order, which is the most risky. In this case, it obviously worked out, but keep in mind, it won't always work out. Entry number 2 is going to a lower time frame and looking for the inversion model or the 1-2 setup. Okay, on a lower time frame here, we don't have any clear inversions. No clear inverse fair value gap that we can see. Maybe right here would be considered an inversion entering on the closure of this candle, but this is way too small of an inversion. Ideally, I'd like it to be a little bit bigger. So in this case, we're going to wait for the 1-2 setup. Okay, so here we go. We have that break of structure right here. Retrace into our golden pocket fib, which is the 1-2 setup. Set your first limit at the golden pocket and set your invalidation at this swing low. Again, you're going to be targeting the external liquidity levels as your take profits. The great thing about using this strategy as well is that as long as price is continuing to break structure on this move up after tagging into your point of interest and before sweeping that external liquidity, you can continue to look for longs on lower time frame retraces to your golden pocket. For example here, right? We got the 1-2 setup, and if you didn't get in the first entry, you can draw the golden pocket fib once again, looking for price to continue breaking structure to the upside, setting limit orders at a retrace to the golden pocket fib with your invalidation at that low, targeting that external liquidity. If you didn't get in at the golden pocket, again, you can use the inversion model. Make sure when you're using the inversion model or what I call the manipulation model, model, you see a sweep of liquidity first and bullish momentum on your easy oscillator. I've also coded an indicator specifically for the manipulation model. As you can see here, it will flash these signals in real time once the formation that I'm showing you plays out. Again, these signals are non-repaint and they literally show the sweeps as well. You can also set alerts, so you don't even have to be on your computer. You can just set an alert for when this signal flashes, hop on your trading view, see if it aligns with your strategy, if it's at a higher time frame point of interest, and then enter the trade. Again, targeting external liquidity. So I like to keep my trading very simple and very mechanical. Is price at a higher time frame area of interest or key level? Yes or no? If no, I don't take the trade. If yes, I move on to stage number 2, which is looking for my entry model. Do I have a clear sweep and reclaim or manipulation model? If I do, I will enter the trade with my stop loss at that low. If I don't have a clear manipulation model, do I have the 1-2 setup? Meaning, do I have a lower time frame break of structure into a retrace to my golden pocket fib? If yes, I will set limit orders at that golden pocket with my stop loss at that most recent swing low, still targeting that external liquidity, which brings us to stage 3, which is going to be your risk management. Okay. This is the easiest part of becoming a profitable trader. Okay. It doesn't take much thought. All it takes is you being disciplined, you telling yourself no and sticking to your rules. This is the easiest thing to do because you can't really teach this. You either do it or you don't. Okay. So for good risk management, you want to be risking maximum 5% of your portfolio if you have a smaller portfolio. So for example, if you only have a 1K portfolio, okay, you are risking $50 per trade, stop loss included. While this might not sound like a lot, keep in mind, you're risking $50 to make anywhere from $200 to $300, maybe even more depending on the trade. Because using the system that I'm showing you guys, your risk to reward is often at a minimum a 1 to 3. So at a minimum, you're making $150 for every $50 that you risk. However, if you have a larger portfolio or if you have a funded account, let's say you have a 100K funded account, you should be risking anywhere from 1 to 2% of this funded account. Meaning that on a winning trade, you are making anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 on a 100K funded. So as long as you can follow the rules that I've laid out in this video, you guys can pass a 100K funded account, even up to 200K funded account if you're trading crypto, even in the millions if you're trading NASDAQ, and start making thousands of dollars per winning trades using proper risk management. Trading is such a great skill because once you have the foundation down and once you have the skill of becoming profitable, it never leaves you. It's never going to go away. You have that skill for a lifetime now. You can use that to make you money for the rest of your life. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ton of sauce in this video, as usual. Guys, am I the most underrated YouTube channel on YouTube? Be honest. Let me know in the comments below if I am the most underrated YouTube channel. I honestly feel like I am, okay? I see these other YouTubers getting hundreds of thousands, millions of views with less than 10% of the sauce that I'm giving you in these videos. I'm only getting like 1,000 views. So make sure to leave a like, comment down below if you guys have found value. It means a lot to me. Subscribe to the channel for more trading content. Again, if you guys want the indicators that I have created to help remove the guesswork and finding those key levels and giving you guys these high probability trade ideas, as well as getting access to the indicators, you guys will also get access to my own personal trades, as well as being able to follow other full-time crypto traders. So make sure to click the first link in the description below if you guys are interested. That's gonna do it for me in this video. Subscribe to the channel for more trading content, and I will see you guys next video.